Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open stream. And today things are looking pretty good. We got the numbers we wanted. So, let's talk about the latest CPI inflation report, why it's making markets go green, and let's talk about Bitcoin, ETH, and crypto, and how everything they are ready to break higher. So let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting out today. Bitcoin at 119.2, but man, look at ETH. ETH is above 4,400 and very green across the board. You could see like Link going up almost 8%. There are a lot of great movers today. So let's see, the US market is, of course, in the green. And that's mostly due to this. I've been making a big deal about this. CPI overall did not tick up last month. It stayed at 2.7%. It was expected to go up 2.8%, 0.1%. But it did not. It came in less than expected. So this is good. Very, very good. Now, I did notice that the core inflation did go up by 0.2%. That's if you exclude food and energy. But the overall headline inflation stayed at 2.7%. That is what we want to see. The best case scenario. It would have been disastrous if we came up like 2.9% went up, but no. Below expectations, so this is fantastic. That's what we want. That's why the market is green today and could be really, really green because now we got more ammunition for a rate cut. Not only that, a more drastic rate cut coming up next month. So this is what we want to see. What else is there? I did also see this. Circle did report very strong second quarter revenue, which makes sense. Stable coins are only getting hotter these days. USDC is getting hotter these days. So that makes sense. And they just announced that they will be coming out with their own L1 called ARC later this year, focused on institutions. So Circle doing well. And then what is it? Coinbase, who's related to Circle and has some of the profit shares from USDC. They're looking like they're good. They're hitting on all cylinders right now. All right. What else? What else is there? ETF inflows, still positive. But what really stood out was not Bitcoin's inflow, which was not bad yesterday, 171 million. But man, did you guys see ETH's inflow? ETH had over $1 billion worth of inflow. That has to be all-time high. BlackRock alone taking 640 million, 277 million going to Fidelity. These two big boys. And everyone else loaded up yesterday. So inflows definitely tell a story that institutional interest is sky high and there's appetite beyond just Bitcoin. That is enormous, enormous. All right, what else is there? Let's see, a lot of other stuff, a lot of good stuff. Accumulation, of course, you got more accumulation. I haven't heard from, well, you know, I just covered Sailor yesterday. A small buy, I think, like $18 million worth. Metaplanet today bought 518 million. Oh, it's not 500 million. 518 Bitcoin. And then you have, I don't know why all these are refreshing. The Smarter Company purchased 295 Bitcoin. Again, the accumulation continues. Very good. Very, very good. What else is good? Volatility is dirt low. Is as low as October of 2023. And guess what happened in October 2023? You could see that's when Bitcoin started rising up in a big way. October tends to be the month when we get that rally, like the really year-end Christmas Santa rally. That's usually when it happens, October. We're not quite there yet. We're in August, and we're moving into September, which will bring us maybe a 50 basis point cut. But this year, October is looking like it's going to repeat again, and that's going to take us to our final top of this year. But in the meantime, we are still moving. We are seeing a lot of accumulation. Obviously, the companies are still buying. Institutionals are buying, right? But don't discount retail. Retail is coming back. What you see here is showing that there are a lot, 220,000 Bitcoin being bought by short-term holders, which is basically retail. So retail is coming back. That's what we want. We want everyone. We want everyone to join in, not just institution, not just the big public trade companies worth billions. We want everyone to load up, okay, to opt out of the financial shenanigans, the macro stuff I'm talking about, but also to build up wealth, protect buying power, and attain financial freedom, right, through Bitcoin and crypto. So, yeah, last thing I'll say, well, no, actually a couple things. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for that final leg up, we are looking like we are going to break out. That breakout is happening. We've been talking about forever, and this is what it looks like right now. If you look at like the Wyckoff accumulation, Wyckoff accumulation is a way for big boys to accumulate and drive out retail. But we've been through all this. We've been through the spring and the test and all these things that tried to scare people out. And I told you guys, don't be scared. Don't be fudded out in the market. Stay HODL and DCA. That's the ultimate strategy. And if you've been following that, you've been doing just fine, because no matter what's been happening, we got through it. We got through it, right? And again, when we get that final breakout, this may be where we're heading. Okay, we could be heading as high as $400,000, which is the top of this channel, or maybe we don't. Maybe we get half of that. We'll see. We'll see. You just have to be in the game. That's all you have to do. All you have to do. Now, of course, we got a lot of great movers. Hong Kong just approved Sol. So that's a big deal. USDC, I just talked about Circle and their fantastic quarter and how they're coming out with an L1. But let's not forget USDC. We have tens of billions of dollars worth of USDC out there. And another 500 million went to Sol, waiting for Sol to wake up and waiting for these spot ETFs to come. Sol's go get one. XRP's go get one. Many other crypto will be getting their ETFs. And like I've been saying, if there's institutional interest beyond Bitcoin, all of these are going to start getting massive amount of liquidity in. And that's going to be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And those of you guys that ordered the new Seeker phone, it started shipping. Tens of thousands of devices to 50 plus countries around the world. I never got the first one. This is the second one. So any of you guys that ordered it will probably be getting it soon. And also, I just noticed this in terms of ETH, we just had about $40 million worth of ETH liquidated, shorts liquidated within the last hour. And that is fantastic. No one could be complaining about that. That's because we just broke above 4,400. Bitcoin is still looking good, even though recently we were at 122. We're not quite there yet, but we will get back up there. We're not that far off. We are ready to move. That's right. That's right. All right. Let's see. The U.S. market is still looking very, very green. You got Coinbase barely up. Robinhood's up in Bitcoin. MicroStrategy down a little bit. That's surprising. And then I'm pretty sure Circle, because of their good earnings, is up huge, plus 10%. So good for Circle. And overall, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. Link is super, super hot today. AVAX getting a little bump today. Cardano getting a little bump today. Same thing with Sui, little bump. Pretty big bump. And ETH, of course, having a big bump. Let's see. I didn't look at FOMC. Let's see. 92% still for a cut next month. I don't see a percent for 50 basis points, but I think we need one. And I think we're going to start seeing a percentage for 50 basis points soon. If we get more economic data that shows inflation is not going up or job numbers are bad or something like that within the next month, I think that 50 basis points is going to come. We'll see. All right, looking through the video, looking through the comments. Worldwide test set says, I think ETH will hit an all-time high in several hours. ETH's all-time high is like 4,800, I think. So, I mean, look, we're right here. Okay, so this is really the last point to go. This was formed back in May of 2021, where we are right now, about 4,400. And then, you know, there's only a couple more tops. There's 4778 and then 4,900. So, yeah, ETH recently has been going up like 200 points every single day. So it would not surprise me by the end of the week, we could probably break into like 5,000 territory if we continue to keep going. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't like the fact that MicroStrategy's in the red. I told you guys this before. MicroStrategy is kind of like a hint of what Wall Street wants to do with Bitcoin and crypto. So a lot of times when we're starting out really green and then we see strategy turn red, then we start seeing a slow sell off for crypto. So not sure if this will go flip or not. MicroStrategy is just kind of weird in terms of its movement. Now it seems like it's kind of capped. BlackRock pumping and dumping. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty accurate. But still, today's a pretty good day. ETH is to 4,400. Really, you can't be complaining about that. Look at that big jump. I mean, ETH has been strong. Its recent movement have been stronger than I even thought possible. And it's really due to BlackRock. It's really due to BlackRock picking things up and buying $1 billion yesterday. Not just themselves, but they bought over 600 million. So there's definitely huge appetite for ETH right now. That's why they're moving the way they are. Oh, by the way, I did talk about Discord yesterday in the last few days. I got it up. We got over 2,000 users, which is awesome. I did say that I was going to add a few off-topic things. Oh, one off, one on. Rate portfolio. A lot of people always like to ask, like, how's my portfolio, right? Like, you know, some people's portfolio is great. Some people, I would say, yeah, it's a little too risky. Here's a couple people that listed theirs, like BTC, Sui, Hype, Fart, Pengu, which is fine. That's like, you got, if it's mostly in Bitcoin, Sui, and then you got a DeFi play like Hype, and then you got a couple memes, you know, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. This person, I'm not going to that one because there's too many numbers. I don't want to share the numbers. This one, Solana, Arrow, Ondo, Sui, Bitcoin, Render, Doge, EOS, Chainlink, Akash, Near, Ether, Floki, Whiff, Bonk, Aptos, Peanut. Probably too many, but no, you know, it's not too many. I mean, I recognize most of those. It's a good combination of like D-Pin and then some memes and also some RWA play and some L1s. I mean, if you can keep up, that's not a bad list. That's not a bad list. But some of those, you know, I mean, you can make an argument. You can consolidate. Do you need to hold that many memes? Who knows? An altcoin season could come back. Here's one, almost 50% Bitcoin, 25% ETH, Sol, Sui, others. I mean, that's a more traditional portfolio. I think that's a pretty solid one. That's a really solid one. That's following basically the 50, 25, 25 rule. 50% Bitcoin, 25% in BitCaps. In this case, you know, it's a little bit more. That's fine. And 25% in everything else. This Sol, Sui, Tau, TRB. I forgot what TRB is. TIA, Celestia, Pengu, Doge, Chainlink, Ethnia, and ETH. That's not bad either. That's not bad either, but it does sound like this person doesn't have any Bitcoin. You need some Bitcoin in there. You need some Bitcoin. Look at this person. 82% in Bitcoin. And then 11% in ETH. That's like 93% already. And then just a little bit in everything else. That's not a bad portfolio either. Okay. Some people go 100% Bitcoin or 95% in Bitcoin. You know, you can't go wrong with Bitcoin. So, you know, in this case, ETH is providing pretty good gains in this portfolio right now, but most of it has been Bitcoin, and that's actually a pretty good portfolio too. And then, you know, just having a few memes in here for that super growth in altcoin season. Not bad. All right, ETH is taking a little breather right now. Is there any safe way to earn yield on Bitcoin right now? Well, there's a few projects that allow it. Goat Network is one of them. I've covered their unique way of doing so. And then, what's the other company? Core also does it. I think Goat has a pretty good, interesting way where you don't actually, they have several ways where you can earn yield, and some of them don't even require you to move your Bitcoin out of your wallet. So look into them. Heath, what do you think about Tom Lee's new ETH treasury company? I mentioned them many times. One of the reasons why ETH is doing well because they are accumulating, and many others are starting to pay attention. I have no idea how he just acquired $3 billion worth of ETH all of a sudden. I don't know how he raised so much money to do so. But good for him. And he's always been a Bitcoin maxi. I got a card chat in here too. Old SL. Those are still kind of sweet. If you keep one in a good condition. Old SLs, they all look pretty good. I like the squared ones, like the ones in the late 90s where they were kind of boxy. And somehow wagons also. I love wagons. Like the new style, like wagons. That's why I'm looking at the RS6. Like the new style wagons just look good for some reason. You know, they're not like the old big station wagons. One day. Although those wheels look weird. Those wheels do not fit this car. You know, if I had a Bugatti, I don't know. Like, it gets so much attention. I would never drive it anywhere or park anywhere. I'll just drive it. I'd be afraid to even pump gas at a gas station. You just go get hounded by everyone at a gas station. Oh, that's nice. That's what I have, but just red. This has a lot of like body panels and stuff. Anyways, a lot of stuff in Discord, guys. Make sure you join it. It's under a learn link in the description. RS6s are expensive. I was looking at them. New ones are expensive. Used ones are expensive. They hold their value really well. Jim is saying, I have been staking my Sol in Trust Wallet and can't unstake it. Anyone else have this problem? No. Just remember, when you unstake it, there's a delay. I mean, there's not a delay, but there's like a certain time before it gets unstaked. For Sol, I think it may be like 3 days. Others could be longer. So that's just part of native staking. That's nothing to do with Trust Wallet. So if you unstaked like today, you're not going to be able to access your funds. It tells you when you stake, it tells you what the time is for unstaking, like the pending period. Yeah, I don't know what's the proper time vesting period. Is that what you call it? No, it's like unlock period. I don't know what you call it, but you know, there's like a delay, right? Some projects you have to wait a week. Some you have to wait a day. Some are a few days. That's pretty normal. Man, Circle's the only thing up today for stocks. MicroStrategy down, Coinbase down. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. I don't even know why Coinbase and MicroStrategy would be down today on a good day. Wall Street is weird sometimes. Wall Street is weird. Like it sometimes just makes no sense. You know, on a day like today, when CPI print is lower than expected, this is good all around. And then you have a lot of things struggling. Tech is actually struggling today. Ooh. Trump threatens Fed Chair Powell with major lawsuit over headquarters renovation costs. Oh, this is I guess a precursor to him getting fired. I mean, look, we got this, right? I mean, Powell basically has to follow this. We are going to get a cut next month. It's not like he could do an emergency cut right now. But I will say, if we go into September's meeting and somehow all the board governors and Powell say, no, we're not going to cut, then yeah, you have to like remove them ASAP. But we're going to get a cut next month. What we want to see is a 50 base point cut. So I'm not sure this is necessary at this point. He already said he's going to be out in like 8 months. You know what? We may be getting a double fake out, meaning we start out good, we're going a little bit weaker, but we could flip really, really, really in the green. The MicroStrategy is starting to recover. Like I said, MicroStrategy is a good indicator of what's to come. And if they start flipping towards green, then I think we're going to see a whole bunch of more money flow into ETH and Bitcoin and others. So we'll see. We'll see. Don't need a Bugatti, just get a RS Audi. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever buy a Bugatti, no matter how rich I get. RS6 still very beautiful. I'd love to get it. What about the classics? I don't know. I would like to own a muscle car someday, but right now, I kind of enjoy the modern stuff. Yeah, I think we may be turning around. You can see MicroStrategy is starting to come back up. Circle, Coinbase starting to come back up. Bitcoin starting to come back up. ETH starting to come back up. I think we just had another little shakeout. Another little fake out, I should say. What about 911 Turbo? Everyone, like the kids say, everyone glazes over the 911 so much. It's starting to make me hate them. It's like everyone, all the guys are talking about like, oh, how you got to get a Porsche, how you got to get a 911, oh, how they're the best cars in the world. And it just really irritates me because the dealerships keep even Porsche dealerships, not just regular, just Porsche dealerships are marking up their own cars. If they were a really good brand, they would not do that. So it turns me off. Like they would basically take a new inventory, mark it used, and then jack up the price by 100K. People need to stop doing that. People need to stop paying those prices. I'm wondering. DCA portfolio is still up 106%. Not bad. Would be better if I had more ETH in there. I think tomorrow's DCA day. I haven't DCA for a couple weeks. I'm probably going to add a lot more ETH in there due to the momentum. But still waiting for everything else to come up. I think that portfolio is going to get above six figures by, I think, within the next few months. We're going to see that in six figures. By the tail end of this cycle, I'm hoping to see that at 200,000 plus. 5x from here. Ooh, look at the crypto bubbles. I don't even know when this was added. It's pretty nice. We got some lists here. In case you guys are not familiar, this is on CryptosRUs.com. The Learn page is where you can get into Discord and also Bootcamp. Setting up one this month. You got a lot of tools here. You got some merch. A lot of good stuff. Oh, we're coming back. Coming right back. I went downstairs and totally forgot what I came to get. You know, that happens to me all the time. It's part of getting old, which sucks. Yep. MicroStrategy is about to turn green. Same thing with Coinbase. I think we just had a little shakeout by Wall Street, making people think today is not a good day. Today's a fantastic day. See, now we're starting to trend up more. Possible to 5x with alts? Yes. Even the big caps. I think most big caps can get probably a 5x. Maybe not Ethereum because they're too big. Maybe they get like a 3x. Maybe even a 4x. 4x would be really hard, but hey, maybe. But 5x for them is for everyone else. I think like a 5x is definitely doable. Man, Link is at 9 freaking %. Chainlink on fire today. Good for them. They're really under their all-time high. Still nowhere close to their all-time high, but they're getting closer to their December high of $30-something. Chainlink is one of those projects I always said. It's really boring. They're super important, but their price action is super boring until it isn't. And then they start skyrocketing. I mean, just like this, right? Like look at this. Back in October last year, you know, they actually didn't move for quite some time, and you could say they went down and then boom, like that. Same thing with this. Look at this. In 2022, they did not move at all. They were at $7, $6 for however many months, from May to October. And even with October, you got a little of this and then went down and then finally went up. So, you know, Chainlink is like that. Can XRP and ADA do 5x? I think yes. Especially ADA is smaller market cap than XRP. XRP is already 186 billion. But can they do a 5x? I think so. I think so. Maybe you know what? They have to do a 3x just to get to Ethereum's level. Okay, so can they do a 5x? I think so. And Cardano, I certainly think so. Because they're much smaller. 5x for Cardano is like nothing. All right, guys. That is it. Overall today is looking good. We got a lot of breakouts already. There will be more. Got some good inflation reading. And we got a lot of other good stuff going on. Okay, so this is what we wanted. Let's see where we head to by the end of today. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Have a good one, guys. Take care.